You should never build your raft around an entire island. You'll probably be stuck forever, and eventually the game will just glitch out like crazy. Now, that was one of 40 secret raft rules that I'll be breaking today. Starting with, there should be a law that ensures you pick up every single red berry, and don't think you can leave that island before doing that. Don't go placing more than 6 engines on your raft. Any more than that and you're just wasting resources, as it won't increase the speed. For every 100 foundations, you need another engine, but past 600 foundations, that cap is actually removed, meaning you can extend your raft however big you want. Never visit the bottom of the raft ocean. Well, you'll probably drown before you get there, but if that doesn't happen, you'll certainly get lost in the void. A rule that everybody should follow is to not kill the dolphins. And yes, it is possible, but don't ask me how I know. Currently, rafts aren't explosion proof, so definitely don't go throwing dynamite on your friend's raft. Yeah, that wouldn't go well. I think it's fine to check how close you are to your next destination every 2 seconds, but make sure you don't leave the receiver running. I know it's easy to forget, but thankfully I have my stream chat to shout at me for when I do this. One thing you definitely don't want to do is not empty your collection nets, because once they're full, all of that lovely trash will just float on by. Now, if you're an old raft player, you've probably broken this rule a number of times. Never reinforce the middle of your raft. You used to have to do that, but not anymore, so please stick to the edges, people. Early game players, make sure you put all of your valuable stuff in the middle of the raft, please, for my sanity. Now, after a long shift on the raft, it's always good to take a break. But please, please click that save world button before you exit. Otherwise, you might be greeted with a pretty unhappy return to your world. And if you've just completed Tangaroa and you feel on top of the world with your 20 odd tokens, make sure you spend them on something useful. Maybe a few plants that you don't have, or a couple paintings that you like the look of. Just whatever you do, don't buy 4 pianos. It's not a good investment. Trust me, I've been there. Expand your raft all you want, but know your limits. When the fun stops, stop. And by that, I mean when your raft reaches the other side of the world, stop building. Because I know for a fact your FPS will not be healthy. Looking to build your raft from scratch? Well, don't break every single foundation. Otherwise, you might have to start over from the beginning. And I mean delete the world and start from scratch, because there is no way you're getting that foundation back. You must have patience. That's a rule. No complaining about update wait times, because I assure you, there is more to life than the announcements channel in the Raft Discord. Ancient mythology says there was once a duplication glitch available in Raft. Well, by ancient mythology, I mean it still exists now and is used rampantly by you cheaters. You know who you are. It just ruins the survival experience in my opinion, and I definitely won't be using it, but go ahead if you really want to. Thirst can be hard to maintain, so don't make it even more difficult for yourself by drinking seawater. I've done this so many times on stream and the embarrassment doesn't get any less, so try not to misclick. Now, I know you just got that cooking pot, but don't jump to any cooking just yet. Look up the dishes on Google, or even better, pin your recipes to the cooking pot and make sure you get them right. Gordon Ramsay is looking over you, and if you get one error, then you just get these leftovers that just won't help you out one bit. Gonna explore an island? Take your metal detector. It's a rule. According to my stream chat at least, those guys like to reinforce it a lot, and coincidentally, I never managed to remember it. If you're gonna go to Balboa either for the first time or just revisiting it for the honey or whatever, make sure you have a good supply of fresh water. You're not Bear Grylls, okay? You won't get far without. If you see a whale, don't try and ride it or do anything I wouldn't approve of, such as hurting it. Peter is always watching. Just made new dishes and you're excited to eat them? Well, make sure your bonus hunger bar isn't already full, because wasting food is a big no-no. Come on guys, you're better than that. Never ever put potatoes, or beetroot for that matter, in a medium crop plot. Please. Legend says your raft will actually just blow up if you do that. If you ever take fresh water out of the purifier, make sure you refill it straight away, either for your friend you're playing with or just to put a smile on the face of the raft gods. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. Planning on visiting Vazagatan anytime soon? Well, go ahead and craft yourself a headlight. I may have broken this rule a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 perhaps, 5 times, but you get the point. They're cheap to craft and make the exploration so much more peaceful. Never go for a swim when your hunger bar is looking skin thin. In fact, if you know you're gonna be in the ocean for a while, just take something to eat. Otherwise, you're just begging for a bad time. And don't forget about Bruce. Even when you're in those coral reefs and you think you've parked the raft far away enough to the point where he can't see you, don't let your guard down because it won't go well, trust me. Now, I know you're eager to get animals on your raft, but an unspoken rule is that even though they won't die, it's important to keep those little guys fed because they will become unhappy. So just do it. Craft up a sprinkler, do the right thing, because you'll feel better about yourself. There aren't many items in Raft that are as valuable as the tiki heads. So if you ever manage to find one, please never ever waste any time. Get straight back to your raft and put that thing in a safe place before Bruce even knows about it. And once you've completed Balboa, the instant reaction is to start farming insane amounts of biofuel. And although it might be tempting, it's law that you just can't use the mama bear head in the biofuel refiner. You only get one per world, so don't waste it. Grass plots can be pretty, but only if they fit. Putting them on triangle foundations just feels wrong, and even worse, it looks terrible, especially if you're looking in from the outside. Now, I know the oceans can be lonely, but please, for mine and everybody else's ears, don't leave that radio running. The music might be nice for 2 seconds, but rumor has it that you go insane after 30 minutes of listening to it. Never use those cupboards as storage space. I know it can be tempting, and if you use it for rare items, then maybe it would work, but they're just so inefficient and take up far too much room. They do look good though, so maybe it is worth it. Always keep your chests organized. The raft gods are watching over you and your chest monsters. So if your raft is currently unorganized, use this as a sign to fix that. You'll thank me afterwards. Now these guys look friendly, but I promise you, getting close to a pufferfish will not end in a good time. Hard mode is difficult, hence the name. But an unspoken rule is that you just shouldn't kill Bruce, because in hard mode, Bruce actually has a chance to respawn back with friends. And now you know why I don't touch hard mode. If you ever catch Bruce mid-chomp, never repair the foundation while he's doing it. Give him a few pokes with your spear and repair it afterwards, because if you keep healing the foundation while he's still biting it, then you guys might be there for a while. Screechers are annoying enough when using a bow, so don't even think about using a spear. I mean, it just wouldn't work, right? Well, apparently it's actually possible, so maybe you guys should try it and let me know how you get on in the comments. Now, sails are great, but never add more than one. It just won't help you out, and I can assure you that the FPS won't like you either. Come on, you're not Josh from Let's Game It Out. You're Rupert with a crippling raft addiction. Also, never ever miss out on the 2 secret rooms in Tangaroa. This one is one of the biggest rules. They're 2 different hidden achievements. One is to go down to level -20, and the other is to discover the room underneath the crane control platform. And the biggest rule, if you enjoyed this video, watch this one next and consider subscribing to the channel as it's completely free and it helps me out a ton.